You have to remind yourself of these mantras and be able to really stand in them. And the next one that I have is actually, it brings one to the complete threshold of standing in what they've learned and who they truly are, rather than the continuous repeat and the play. And this one's a bit longer. It can be phrased in many different ways. It is summarized as the less attachment you have, the more you are free. It actually seems like common sense. And that's why I laugh at the world. I laugh at myself. And it's because, when you really, really dig in on like something like the Tao, the Bhagavad, when you find, if you ever take down one of those Maxim books that are entire systems within themselves, you'll always see the same underlining component. And at times when I see others around me and they're going nuts, but they say they're so learned, I always think of that, are we reading the same stuff? Because pretty much in all of these ancient systems, they always say the same thing, that if you get too attached, then that becomes your prison. And it's kind of like a deeper introspection, because it's actually proof that possession in this world can weigh a bit more than the desire to be ultimately free. And I'll say that again, that the energy of possession in this world can sometimes weigh more than the desire to be free. And just in examining that, we also know that attaching to things is literally, it definitely feels external. And it's basically when something else is responsible, even for your happiness, or responsible for your validation of self. And they often say that because we're still in a physical reality and everything in the physical reality will perish, that we sometimes set ourselves up for suffering when we become attached to too many things. And then we begin to watch those things pass away. And instead of joy of knowing that that's going into the all collective unified field, we feel like that somehow that we've lost something. And there's that aspect to it. And then there's the other aspect where we've been taught some pretty interesting habits. And as I sit back and I look at the reality and how it instructs at times, I can see entire demographics that have been taught the tactics even of possession, to actually feel like we own something or someone and that it belongs to us. Whether this is the land or the property, which we're just custodians of, or whether this is a significant other, which we just have the opportunity and the time and the space to share a unique connection with that person. But ultimately still remembering that what the master has done that seems a little bit different from where others are is that they've actually got an opportunity in life to remove themselves from the desires of everything around them in order to actually be truly free and see what that's like. And then from there, never setting up any more idols or false images in front of themselves. I'll say that again because it's almost like biblical that, once you've been freed and you're introduced to the real God, which is you, that you don't go set up any more of these idols on the altar to make attachments with and become possessed by all over again. It is a repetitive cycle, though. You'll actually notice it in so many stages of life. There will be things from children to marriage to a new job to the new car and all these different things that will present themselves from time to time, and they will demand and they will ask for your control. And what we have to be as mindful custodians of life is to realize that I can assist you in this process of the experience, but I myself belong to no one, as you don't either. You definitely don't belong to me. And in there's so much power, because when you start stepping into 60, 70 years old, if this has been performed properly, then you will be easily released from this carcass, which is only preparing your next butterfly stage. However, if you're clinging to it because of those attachments, then time draws nigh and you will feel the burn of just the troubles that come with thinking that something is yours, when in fact it actually belongs to everything.